On Windows, the Git bash shell that got installed when Git was installed earlier in the course is going to be used when we're using Git at the command line. And we obviously saw that in the previous video when we set up the author name and email address. Now it's possible to use the Windows DOS or command prompt, and in fact you may recall the option was given for us to select this when Git was installed, but I don't recommend doing that. The Git bash shell for Windows, among other things, lets us use standard Linux commands that usually don't work in a Windows command prompt, so it really is ideal for this course. So let's swing over now and start the Git bash shell and start setting up our command prompt. Okay, so let's do some basic configuration of Git. So we're going to actually set up the command prompt so that it makes it a little bit easier for us to see and figure out the various statuses of the Git repository as we're using it. So I'm going to come down here and actually start. I'm going to click on the Git bash shell to open that up. I'm just going to size this up so we can see it a bit more clearly. And the first command we're going to type is cd space tilde and press enter. And if I type pwd, that actually gives me or confirms that I'm actually in my home folder. Now the next command I'm going to type will download a file from GitHub that we're going to use. It's a script that someone's written to set up our command prompt so that we can see things a little bit easier when we're using Git. So I've got the command to type is curl space minus capital O, then it's https:// raw.github-user-content.com/git/git again /master/contrib/git-prompt.sh. Now this line is available in the resources section of the video, so if you don't want to type it, you can just go there and grab that line and just sort of paste it into the Git bash shell. So I'm going to press enter now, and it's only a short file. You can see it's already been downloaded. And now what we need to do, we need to add a command to to a particular file so that every time we start this Git bash shell, we get this script that we've just downloaded to run. So the command we need to type is vi space and .bash rc. So make sure if you haven't specified a path that I haven't done here, that you did enter that cd space tilde command earlier and that you are in the home folder. So in my case, I know I'm in the home folder, so I can just type that command as I've typed it. And that's going to open the bash file. Now you may find that when you go to do that, you find the file has got existing contents in it. In this case, this is a new file. You can see at the bottom of the screen, it's telling us that the file hasn't been or didn't exist up until this point in time. So I can just type I and start typing. But if you did find some commands in there, then what you want to do is go down to the bottom, use the arrow keys to go down to the bottom of the file, then press the $sign, that goes to the end of the line, and then type an A, lowercase a, and press enter, and you can start typing, and that will actually type starting from the end of the line. But in this case, I typed I because the contents of the file, well actually because it was a brand new file. All right, so what we want to type here is dot space, then tilde / and then git-prompt.sh, press enter, then we type export git_ps1_, and make sure you type this exactly as you see it, and that even the case is the same as I'm typing it, and show dirty state equals 1. And then the next line is going to be a bit tricky. This is also available in the resources section of this video if you don't want to type it. So export space ps1 equals single quote, left square bracket, backslash lowercase u, the @ sign, backslash lowercase h, space, backslash capital W, a $sign, left parentheses, 2 underscores, __, git, _ps1, a space, a double quote, another space, left parentheses, percent lowercase s, right parentheses, double quote, then the right parentheses, the right square bracket, then we need a backslash, a $sign, a space, and a single quote to finish things off. All right, then I press enter there, and then I'm going to press escape. This will work if you appended something to the end of the file. You press escape, press a colon, that's the 2 dots, and then type X or press X, press enter, and that actually saves the file, saves our changes. To confirm that, I can type in cat space dot bashrc, and you can see the commands that I've entered are there. And in the case of an existing file, you'd see the other commands, and then your file's commands hopefully at the end of the file there. Now, don't worry too much about what those commands mean. The bottom line is they're going to invoke that script that we downloaded, and they're also going to set the command prompt so it makes sense and it shows various things as we're actually going ahead and using Git. So to confirm that it's worked, I'm going to press or type in exit to close the Git bash shell. And I'm going to open it again, Git bash. And notice now that the command prompt's got square brackets around it. So that's telling me that it's been configured correctly. But again, right now, because we haven't enabled and set up a Git repository, we're not going to really see too much about how this is going to look. But what I will do now, though, is I'll swing over to a slide to give you an idea of what to expect when we start using Git in a future video. So once we get going in the course, this is a sample of what you can expect to see in Bash when using Git on a Windows machine. And this screenshot is actually from the Windows Git Bash shell. So you can see there's various things like the current directory, the Git branch name, repository status indicator, those types of things. But I'll be explaining this and going through this in detail when we get to the relevant video. Alright, so that's the end of the configuration of the command prompt for Windows. Now in the next video and the one after that, we're doing the same as we've done here, but for a Mac and a Linux machine. So if you haven't got a Mac or a Linux machine, you can skip both of those videos and move on to the video after that. I'll see you in the next video.